3 years back in 2022, I used to live like a goblin. I used to wake up, I used to watch YouTube shows for 9 hours. I used to neglect my mental health, neglect my physical health, neglect my academics, and then just go back to sleep achieving zero things in my day. I would lose generally like say hours and hours to distractions. I would lose say weeks just procrastinating on a task, whether it be academics, whether it be business, whether it be physical health, whether it be going and working out, whether it be even relationships, friends, family, loved ones. All of this was neglected, and I was an idiot. I was living day to day like a corpse. You could say I was not living, I was existing. And then I decided to change. And I learned this concept of deep work. So, for those who don't know, deep work is the ability to work very hard for a short period of time. I watched so many videos about it, I read so many books about it, I implemented it in my own life, I failed in it many times, and now I have understood the perfect deep work routine for young men and women like you and me. So, in this video, I promise to explain what shallow work is and what my life looked like when I was shallow working. I promise to explain what deep work is, and then I promise to give you the perfect deep work routine which has changed my life, and I hope it will change yours as well. So, little time back, like story time in 2022, 10th grade, my pre-boards exam. Okay, so before board exam in March or February, you have an exam in January. Okay, and that's called case exam. And at that time was the first time I logged in for this thing of deep work. So what I did was I realized that I was shallow working. Instead of studying and focusing on studying, you know what I used to do? I used to talk to my family and have a random conversation with the family. I used to call a friend and have a random chat about football. I used to call a relative and ask how everything is happening while trying to study. While trying to study, I was distracted into YouTube shorts, Instagram scrolling, watching long form YouTube videos, watching movies, while I was trying to study, I used to constantly think, even if I was not distracted physically with my phone or a TV, I used to constantly be distracted in my mind, thinking about this, thinking about that, unable to focus on studying. So, shallow work is when you're trying to focus on something, but you're distracted. Your attention span is so bad that you can't focus on it for a long time. And it is the exact opposite of deep work. Deep work is when you focus entirely on one thing. If you're studying, you don't think about family, you don't think about games, you don't think about YouTube, you don't think about distractions, you don't even open your phone, you don't even think about the Netflix show. Your entire focus is locked in on that one task, which is studying this chapter. So, in short, deep work is far superior than shallow work. If you think shallow work is good, unsubscribe from my channel and get out of here, because shallow work is so dumb, and whoever follows or tries to be a shallow worker is literally not it. If your attention span is horrible, if your focus is bad, and if you can't lock in on something, you will not be successful. But on the other hand, if you're stuck here and you think deep work is important, let me help you. So, in short, how can we make a deep work routine? I believe that a good deep work routine has 5 components. First is you have to wake up and have a morning routine. Okay, now I've told the importance of morning routine in another video, but in short, the morning routine keeps you sane, it keeps you stable. Like, imagine, for example, you meditate and you journal. Meditation gives you mindfulness, journaling gives you clarity. So, if you do these two things first thing in the morning, the rest of the day will be amazing. You will stop making dumb decisions based on impulse. You will stop being distracted if you're more mindful, if you're more present. So, have a really solid morning routine in place. The second aspect is fasting. Now, me personally, this has helped a lot for me. When I eat something, okay, maybe it's carb, Indian diet, idli, sambar, dosha, vada, all of that. When you have it and then you try to work, your brain will be filled with brain fog. The carbohydrates will make me feel very sleepy and very brain fogged. So what I do is I wake up early. I still eat breakfast at the same time, between 10 to 11. But I wake up at 7, I wake up at 8 and I work for 2 hours, then I eat my breakfast. So the second component is fasting. Fasting makes your brain feel sharp, focused. You don't have the slumber, you don't have the the post eating clarity, I would say. You don't have you just have lesser brain fog when you fast and then you work. The third component is eat the frog. Eat the frog is basically like this is analogy, meaning that if you had to eat a frog, okay, and it's dinner time and it's compulsory, you have to eat the frog. Would you rather eat this live frog after dinner or before the dinner? Because think about it. Imagine if you have dinner and you're like, the dinner is really nice, but then you have to eat the frog. That feels horrible. Because when you're eating the dinner, you can't enjoy the dinner because you have to eat a frog, a live frog, and the frog itself will taste horrible. And this is an analogy, it's an example. But imagine you eat the frog before dinner. What's going to happen then? What happens is you'll eat the frog and it'll be bad. Trust me, it'll taste like shit. But then after that, when you can clean your palate, you can clean your stomach, you can feel really good taste when you eat dinner after. Understood? So in short, the hardest, most high impact, high priority task of the day, do that first. This is our ETF, or our eat the frog task. If you do the eat the frog task first thing in the morning, the rest of the day will feel like a breeze. Like for me, recording this, I genuinely didn't want to record today. I wanted to, work on clients and stuff. So I didn't want to record today. But this is my eat the frog task. I wake up, I shower, I set up this frame, and now I'm recording. And after I'm done recording, it feels like this big burden off my shoulder is gone. The most important, hardest task of the day is gone. Now I can do more chill stuff like, taking this video, clipping it, uploading to YouTube, making the thumbnail, title, upload. That's it. So the hardest task of the day, the most important task of the day, put that first and do that. Which is, and that'll make your deep work much better. Because after that big momentum, after that big win, the rest of the day feels more easier. The fourth component of a solid deep work routine is working at the same time daily. You have to understand that we humans are pattern based creatures. Okay, there's a pattern and we provide a response to it. That's how our brains work. So what happens is, if you work at the same time every day, if you work at the same place every day, your brain will associate those two things with deep work. So in my case, I record videos before 11 or 10 a.m. while fasting at the bedroom with this setup. So what happens is, every day if I wake up and I'm not have food, I'm fasted, and it's before 10 a.m., I just automatically set up and I keep working like this. So do you understand? If you work at the same time every day, your brain will create a habit. Your brain will understand a pattern, and that will happen as a habit every single day. And it brings in consistency. Over randomness, you can kind of know, okay, if it's 9 a.m. and I haven't had breakfast, I have to work. When you associate a time and a location, your habits become more powerful, and that's why deep work will become more of a habit if you do it at the same place at the same time every day. Along with that, the last and final trick for a solid deep work routine is to protect your brain points. Like, I have this concept of brain points, where like your brain, if you wake up, you have 100 brain points. Now after this video, my brain points become 90. Now after scripting 2 more videos, my brain points become 80. And then after like making the thumbnail, it becomes like 50. So it keeps decreasing starting from the day. Protect your brain points. Don't give your brain points to silly arguments with friends. Don't give your brain points to drama on social media or the news. Don't give your brain points to games. Don't give your brain points to scrolling. Give your brain points completely towards work for the first thing in the day. Like checking your phone, mindless scrolling, arguing, gaming, all of this drains your energy. Like your energy and your brain points go away. Like instead of recording this video and giving my brain points to this video, imagine if I open a game and I start playing. Imagine I open PUBG and I start playing PUBG, and then I try to record. I will have lesser brain points because I've kind of spent brain points on PUBG. So I know it sounds like gibberish, but protect your brain points, protect your attention, protect your time, and give it all towards deep work. And the last thing is obviously have a reward. So my big reward for deep work is eating food, okay, because I'm fasted now, and watching TV. After recording this video, I'm gonna have a lavish meal and make some eggs for myself, and I'm also gonna watch something on TV. So do you see, after deep work, there's a good rest, there's a reward, and for me that's a lavish meal. It could be something else for you. So when you're creating a deep work routine, understand there's 5 elements to it. First is eat the frog morning routine. Have yourself like before your deep work routine, there should be a morning routine. Only then can 2 and 2 come together. Second is eat the frog first. The hardest task of the day should be your first task. Third thing is fast, because it keeps you alive, like focus sharp and avoids brain fog. The fourth thing is work at the same time every day. And the last is to protect your brain points. If all 5 of this happens, trust me, you can have an amazing deep work routine that can help you achieve all your goals. Understood? So that's all for today's video, bro. And if you want more personal help, sign up in the coaching link below. I've had clients and I'm helping them add 4 hours of deep work into their routine, overcome their procrastination, overcome their distractions, overcome their addictions, and work. And you understand, you're here and your goals are here. And the gap between this, the bridge between these two, is deep work, is productivity, is focus. So if you want good results, if you want to achieve your goals, sign up in the Calendly link below where I help people for free. It's a free coaching where I promise to add 4 hours of deep work into your routine. So that's all. Subscribe, and if you want good results, sign up, go to the Calendly link below. Thank you. Bye bye.